Welcome to the first tutorial on omnichannel retail strategies. This tutorial will introduce omnichannel retailing and should be watched prior to the tutorial with omnichannel strategies for your small business. It includes basic concepts of omnichannel retailing. This presentation was prepared for you by Dr. Sanjukta Pukalanjara, Dr. Talon Chung, Mr. Amandeep Grover, Dr. Ulanda Sanders, and Ms. Kelsey Slayton. It is narrated by Ms. Danielle Sponder Testa. In this module, we will introduce the concept of omnichannel retailing. We will explore omnichannel retailing. We will discuss the differences between omnichannel retailing, cross-channel retailing, and multi-channel retailing. And we'll introduce the concept and discuss customer experiences in an omnichannel world. Let's begin by introducing omnichannel retailing and defining omnichannel. In this graphic, we can see how retailers can progress from a single channel to multi-channel to omni-channel. In a single channel strategy, the relationship is informational, considering primarily how the customer will learn about the brand, product, or service. In a multi-channel strategy, the relationship is transactional, where the customer can pay and take the product or service through their selected channel at increased ease. In an omni-channel environment, the relationship is experiential, where the customer becomes a brand advocate and the relationship continues across channels and after the transaction is complete. In order to offer an omni-channel experience, a retailer must have multiple channels in their approach to sales. It becomes omni-channel when they provide a seamless shopping experience across channels of business. Omnichannel retailing refers to the use of a variety of channels to interact with customers and fulfill their orders. Interaction between a customer and a retailer is primarily in terms of three flows: information, product, and funds. This video was created by Cognizant and is available on YouTube. Links are available on our website or in the downloadable PowerPoint file also provided on our website. In this graphic, you can see the various elements that come together to create an omnichannel experience for customers. Some of those elements would include social media, mobile, online, physical stores, as well as input information such as CRM, customer relationship management, and big data. There are pros and cons to omnichannel retailing. Some of the pros of omnichannel retailing are that it improves overall sales, creates higher margins due to the revenues from multiple different channels, and builds a brand's identity. It creates new income streams by helping retailers gain revenue from more than one channel, and it has better data collection due to the multiple consumer touchpoints. It also has the ability to enhance productivity of the retailer. However, there are technology barriers of integration for omnichannel retailing. It costs both money and effort. There are organizational and operational challenges as well. The experience is also often not seamless for the consumers, and supply chain management is often an issue in omnichanneling. Let's carry on to explore omnichannel retailing in comparison to multi-channel and cross-channel retailing. This slide demonstrates the various channel relationships that exist. The term single channel describes the focus of your business on a single means of reaching the customer. This could be through a store or through a website. Your choice of marketing strategies might include a retail sales force, online commerce, or a business-to-business partnership. In contrast, the term multi-channel refers to a business that has several of these individual channels, such as both stores and a website, but they function independently from one another. Now, the term cross-channel describes the experience of a customer who has used a combination of several different channels for the same purchase. For example, a customer prints a product configuration on a company's website and is able to go into store to make the purchase. The term omni-channel describes the ability to simultaneously use two or more channels interchangeably, like using a mobile phone while in store or a tablet while watching TV. This term is also used to describe the consistency between different channels that facilitate and streamline the customer interaction. Now that you know the difference between a single channel, multi-channel, cross-channel, and omni-channel, what strategy do you think is best for your business? Would you like to move forward and consider an omni-channel strategy for your business? If so, here are some tips for an omni-channel strategy. First, it's important to map your customers' buying patterns before creating the strategy. It's also important to boost customer engagement by providing consumers with relevant triggers such as sales and promotion. You must understand when and where your customer shops so that you can best reach them and offer them what they're looking for. You must create fulfilling store experiences such as click and collect or buy online and pick up in stores. You must also provide valuable services across channels that are integrated within channels. You must integrate social media with the in-store experience, and it is ideal to have a loyalty program for your consumers.
An omnichannel strategy changes the way we approach merchandising and marketing. Merchants can't go it alone anymore. The world is no longer product-centric, it's customer-centric. It's important to track customer movement across channels. We can't think about products in a vacuum anymore, and we definitely can't tell the customer what to do. The merchandising organization also can no longer be channel specific because, as we know, it's not realistic to house inventory for every single selling channel. There are just too many channels to manage separately. So even as merchants create more localized assortments, the product will come from a larger pool of shared inventory. As for marketing, it has significant power. Omnichannel marketing includes offers that are relevant to the specific consumer wherever she is, whatever she's doing. And relevancy is determined not by her zip code, but by her website visits, store market basket, social network affinities, age, interests, and other purchases.
Everyone is impacted by the new omnichannel strategy. For product development and sourcing managers, retailers continue to increase their present of private label merchandise. This means it's important to change their strategy. Private label is a natural and logical next step. There's more gross margin in it. And if the retailer can build credibility in their house brands, it can become a larger and larger percent of the merchandise mix. But the movement of production further and further from the point of demand doesn't work all that well in the omnichannel world. Time is compressed, consumer trends run fast, and change is even faster. It's believed that ultimately, in an omnichannel world, near sourcing may be more profitable. It enables retailers to include the factory and/or vendors into the omnichannel fulfillment mix. This change will likely take the longest to put into effect. Retailers have been changing the high initial markup for decades, but product development and sourcing managers must constantly be thinking ahead in the omnichannel age. Omnichanneling also impacts store operations. The big questions we keep asking is, how can the store remain relevant in the 21st century? Let's face it, stores aren't going anywhere. As Nikki Hammers often says, a key piece in the buying process, but it must become at least as convenient as the web, or it will simply become a showroom for the lowest cost provider or a holder of the customer's loyalty card. And that means employees have to be knowledgeable. They become a valuable corporate asset. Stores also become an extension of the supply chain as both a pickup location for BOPIS, meaning buy online, pick up in stores, and a shipping location for shipments to other stores or direct to customers. Stores need to become a destination for more than just one thing. Inventory has to be a shared asset, and the perspective of stores and store operations needs to change.
Omnichannel retailing requires omnichannel fulfillment to be profitable. Retailers won't be able to keep separate inventory for every selling channel for much longer. That means supply chain managers must become adept at shipping tonnage or eaches, which refers to single units, depending on the need. It's time for merchandising and supply chain executives to introduce themselves to each other. For inventory, has to be a shared asset.
To help retailers facilitate this process, retailers need to create a cleaner inventory data set to gain actionable insights into consumer preferences. They need to create packaging and shipping muscle to enhance the delivery process and timeline, and adopt measurement tools to recognize the effectiveness of efforts made. This is a process that will require cross-functional collaboration for retail teams. So far, we have been talking about omnichannel broadly. Let's talk a little bit now about omnichannel strategies specifically for India. Omnichanneling could be effective in emerging economies like India. Small local retailers are a missing link that can help online retailers be profitable in emerging economies. It could be a win-win hybrid structure where local retailers can help lower distribution costs and increase access for online retailers, while online retailers in turn help strengthen the small retailers by providing a wide variety of products. Let's look at some examples of omni-channel strategy in India.
On this slide, there is a link to a YouTube video. If you have downloaded the PowerPoint version of this presentation, you can click on the link to watch this video. Additionally, if you look at our website, you can find the link to the URL. Finally, you can type the URL as seen on the screen here into your web browser to watch this video. What this video shows is Shopper Stop and that new technology allows brands to analyze individual customer experiences, behavior, and engagement. Please take a moment to watch this video on your own. On this slide, you will see another video of Raymond's Ready-to-Wear, another Indian retailer. You will see that the URL is provided on the screen. Additionally, this URL is also available on our website or through the downloadable PowerPoint file. Please take a moment to watch this video to see the brand experience at Raymond's Ready-to-Wear.
Deciding to become an omnichannel retailer has a major impact on customer behavior. As you can see, by becoming an omnichannel retailer, direct and online sales increase by 93%, while in-store sales can increase by up to 208%. This is a huge impact on a retailer's business. The omnichannel consumer is an evolution of the multi-channel consumer. This is based on modern technologies and availability of channels today. This shopper wants to use all channels, stores, catalogs, call centers, web, and mobile simultaneously and wants the information and product to be integrated in its availability. Additionally, this consumer spends 15 to 30% more than a multi-channel shopper and exhibits strong store loyalty. They can also influence others to patronize the retailer. The omni-channel consumer is clearly of value to a retailer. Let's discuss cross-channel retailing and multi-channel retailing.
Cross-channel retailing is when a consumer is able to use several different channels to complete a purchase. The consumer perceives these channels to be part of the same brand, and the brand message and offering is aligned. An example of cross-channel purchase would be when a customer looks at a product on a brand's website, but then goes into the store to complete the purchase through a different channel.
In cross-channel retailing, there is typically seamless communication between the different channels, allowing customers to cross over between the different channels during their buying journey. For instance, in the example I previously shared, if a customer looks on a product online, it should be seamless for them to go in stores and buy that product at the retail store.
There are some pros and cons to cross-channel retailing. A benefit of cross-channel retailing is the increased revenues as the retailer operates in more than one channel. Additionally, there are opportunities for cross-selling and upselling. Cross-selling identifies products that satisfy additional complementary needs that are unfulfilled by the original item. For example, a pair of socks could be cross-sold to a customer purchasing a shoe. We often see cross-selling such as this in an online shopping cart. Upselling often employs comparison charts to market higher-end products to customers. For example, if a customer wants to purchase a 50-inch TV, a sales associate may show a better, higher-end TV which could better meet their needs. An additional benefit of cross-channel retailing is the improved overall customer satisfaction, as retailers have more avenues to meet the customer's needs. Some cons to cross-channel selling include marketing response credit, in essence, which channel receives credit for different marketing initiatives or even the sales, and cannibalization, which is when a brick-and-mortar store may lose some sales to the online store or vice versa.
Multi-channel retailing is different than cross-channel retailing. Multi-channel retailing has differentiated services across channels. The products may vary and the pricing and promotion may vary. The information across channels may be disjointed.
Multi-channel retailers recognize the uniqueness of each channel. They plan, plan, and plan some more. They review their plans regularly for each channel individually. They then consolidate their purchasing across channels and create a consistent user experience across those channels.
Some pros of multi-channel retailing include the improved customer perception and reach, increased sales, and a balance of risk, i.e., physical stores could offset the poor performance of an online store. They can also achieve profitability by operating more than one channel. Multi-channel retailers expand globally, especially since consumers are now able to shop worldwide. There are also some negatives to multi-channel retailing. One would be the competition and collaboration. This is a negative when each channel operates independently. There's also increased expense when each channel is operating independently and a loss of focus. Market and response attributes and difficulty allocating the sales to a specific channel are additional difficulties. For instance, if a consumer could see that a product is online but came to the store to buy it, who gets that sale? These are some challenges encountered with multi-channel retailing. When you think about your business, have you considered which would be best for you? Will you become an omni-channel retailer, a multi-channel retailer, or a cross-channel retailer? Do you still feel a single channel is best? If you'd like to learn more about what it takes to become an omni-channel retailer, we recommend you watch our second omni-channel tutorial. That is also available for you on our website. Thank you for staying with us for this tutorial.